to Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out my guys and goddesses, not high vibrational human beings, man. Made it here another day, all my people, man. It's crazy. Shout out my troopy troops. I ain't even on front. Like, I just got done crying about my son and shit. You know, shit crazy as shit. I saw like a little video, y'all. I saw a little video. I mean, I always be crying about my son off the early, for real, for real. But like, I saw a video, and it was a little kid, and he fell by accident. And this kid was like under probably like 5 years old. Like, that he fell in a pre-right, and he like didn't even know how to swim, but just by wiggling his body, he mirrored himself to the steps and saved himself. That shit had me nervous watching that shit. I'm not gonna lie. That shit had me nervous as hell. I felt like, for real. But yeah, man. They fighting this depression. So another day time, I gotta control my anger. Another day I gotta deal with these unnatural people. I guess this is what I came to a conclusion with in this system, right? Because we all trying to get rich or not get rich, they get like really, really comfortable financially, right? This is what I got from it, like how this is set up, like entirely, like broad saying. I guess the moment we get to that level, if we get rich or we get where like money's not a problem, say we get there, I guess when we get there, everything is okay. Because it's wild, yo, because as soon as you get there, I guess everything is your shit, you know? Shit kinda got me traumatized thinking about this shit, like, you know, cause I bet when they was thinking about all this, they was putting it all together, that's how they was saying it. Like, man, since everybody's gonna be trying to get rich, that's gonna be the main goal, that almost a common denominator where everybody's trying to reach. You know, they're not gonna be able to worry about anything else because they're just trying to get that. And if everybody's trying to get that, we can do our little dirty work in between all of that. Because everybody's just trying to get out of bad. You feel me? Everybody's just trying to get rich. So if everybody's trying to get rich, they ain't worried about this, they ain't worried about that, they ain't worried about their children, they're not worried about their health, not mental health, but I guess like real mental health, right? Because what you eat, what you digest, you know, has an effect on your psychological. We're not worried about that. We're gonna feed them sugar. We're gonna put sugar in stuff that they don't even know sugar's in. You know? I mean, we're gonna feed them stuff that they don't even know, like, that sugar's in it at all. They're not even gonna, you hear me? Matter of fact, they're gonna be getting that off the early, all throughout the day. It's gonna be like a craze to give kids sugar. The one thing you shouldn't give kids while their brain is developing, I'm gonna create all these ways to give these kids these pagan holidays. You feel me? When they come to the hospital, when they get shots, I'm gonna be even more disrespectful. I'm gonna give it to their mom and dad, because their mom and dad don't even know. That's what they saying, yo. Their mom and dad don't even know. Nor do they care, because they should know. The lack of awareness is your fault, right? We turn and really understand what I'm saying, because I didn't understand all the angles. Shit is just crazy, yo. I made it here another day, though. I don't give a fuck. feel me? I gotta see this shit crash. These people could be as racist as they want to be. They can do all that other weird shit, projection. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. You feel me? You're not gonna stop me from getting my planet back. I know that. I know that. Everything else is irrelevant. As long as I get my planet back. As long as this shit shuts down. Fuck all that other shit. You feel me? All that other shit, motherfuckers are holding on to. They can't no more. You know? That's where we at, but it's a crazy game, but we're gonna be alright. Hope everybody good today, though. Everybody energy right. Hope everybody, getting this shit, dealing with this energy properly. I know me, like so much I hope everybody dealing with their energy properly, And shout out bikes. Oh yeah, you be on a dirt bike show? Shout out Craig. I just thought about it and shit. I hit Spaz and shit. Spaz, you see this? Bang my line. I was going through a lot the other day and shit. I hate you and shit. I mean, you already know about the shit I'm going through and shit, though. But shout out Smash.
Rockwood Drive Transit Center, Phase C.
Shout out a lot of shit going on in this world, but you gotta hold it together. All we got is us, so, you know. I just want to drop this EP, to be honest with you. I just want to drop this EP. It's the only thing that's really keeping me sane and working on my marriage. Honestly, everything else, my level of awareness and everything, I'm just done with this shit. I've been hurt way too much off of being separated from my child. I ain't even gonna lie with you. That shit has destroyed me, you know. But there's consequences around it though, so I ain't sure. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be really good. As long as everything come back to us, I'm good. I'm one of the collective, you know. I'm one that many talk about why we all was going through the same thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be one that they talk about, you know. I'm not saying I'm perfectly normal, but I'm definitely aware of what's going on. Another reason why a lot of people in the area don't like me is I guess with me, how I am, I shine a light on exactly what's been done to us with no embarrassment. Because, you know, of everything I know. So it's like a lot of unnatural people they be feeling like the shame. Like when they get around like a regular person, a black person, they don't really feel the shame like that. But in general, they are starting to feel the shame a lot though. But when they get around me, they feel the shame. Of course, definitely because I'm financially struggling. But they feel the shame and even seeing the mental confliction, you know, how distraught it has me off my realization of like the reality of what's what. Why they playing it out till they can't no more. Why we at the end game. So it's like I told y'all just yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I don't even be paying attention to time now, y'all, but yeah, somebody like the most anger that I've ever had to deal with my entire life over like these past 6 years and everything, and like coming in and like knowing what's up. And I literally be having to like stall out and like damn near like paralyze myself just to not be here, but I know this system has put the habit to create the habit, you know. They want to make that shit happen, so it's like y'all be having these crazy ass names, yo. Crazy names. This is how I look at it though. Same time though. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, I be looking at it like this, bro. I got, and no disrespect to anywhere else on the land, but where we at on the land, or anything like that. But I got like the,
Stop requested.
I got like the most craziest places in my blood, in me. I got bottom of me, and I got up top of me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like by that being said, like anything else that this world could like give me, no matter how stressful that shit is gonna be, like I'm gonna get through it, you know. Even if I don't know how, I'm gonna get through it. You know? That's how I be looking at that shit, bro. Thing that, hold up real quick, y'all. The thing that I hate the most about people that we go through, like I feel like one of our biggest battles, right? One of our biggest battles, I feel like is definitely getting money in this system, but it's getting money in this system, and it's a thin line. It's a very thin line. Really hear what I'm saying? It's getting money in this system, and still the people that you got love for, letting them know like you still love them, even if you're not letting them know. So what I mean is, while you getting money and while you're doing what you got to do and stuff, we all got the same battle, however level, whatever level of success you get. But like people that like you care about, them still like not feeling like you don't want to be like getting money and stuff and be feeling like damn people you love about, maybe like you feel like you're leaving them or something. But to an extent like you can't care while you're trying to, you know, because you can care so much while we're divided, and even in low vibration, you could get hurt from your own brother or sister, you know? Like, there's so much different angles of it. basically what I'm saying is, you know, this shit is set up where it's like, because we're not supposed to be playing this shit, that when you start getting money and you're reaching to get it, you know, how much you kind of got to be by yourself on your lonesome kind of doing so. It's like, you could feel like, you know, you're really separated from your people, I guess I could say, because you really are. I always say all the time, like, we're not even really divided. We're just all trying to get money individually. You know, even if together we're trying to get money for our families, for ourselves, to survive and provide for ourselves and those we care about. And while we're doing so, we miss out on like a lot of other stuff because that's always like the first thing. You know, how they make it and stuff. So. I can't even explain how much mental confliction I be having. Often knowing that like I'm not supposed to be a good slave, I'm forced to. I'm about to have my 9 at 8 call. Hopefully I'll talk to your goddess. You know, so I'm probably gonna call back again. Talk to another goddess. I'm alive, bro. Try to take me out, man. There's people in the area that know how I feel. So when every time, a lot of times they see me and stuff, all unnatural people, they feel the same. They know what I know what's going on, you know? They know I know. Get over here and try to get my thoughts together and shit. Thing I am tired of, I mean, I get why we're doing it, but I'll be tired of it at the same time because it's like, this is like a black people thing, like, you know, and I be agreeing with people, but I be saying the truth sometimes, like, I don't care how much peace you can find in this bitch, it's not real peace while we're divided, you know, I don't care how much individual success you got, how much knowledge you even have until we're all on one accord. Not say it doesn't have meaning, but that's really the only thing of real value and meaning because that's bringing us to one. You know, which we are even through division, but in a way how before the division, you know. I just don't see how people are shocked at like what's going on though. Like it's just so it's actually more crazy to me that people thought that this shit wasn't gonna be like a boomerang and come back full circle. You know, that's what really shocks me when I think about it all. I'm just like, what did people expect what was gonna happen? Eventually, you know. And just to play it out like, oh, we're not going to worry about that for now because we got them in this state and this is just how life is going to be. Like, it's even more crazier also, like, it's just crazy what they was thinking and now they are where they're at. And
gotta face it. Because it's not just one of us that's talking about it that they can ignore. Even their own people are talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. And everyone more by the day is talking about it. And nobody can run from it. You know? Because y'all know what y'all did to my ancestors. You know? And that's not being forgot about. That's not being gaslit. No cognitive dissonance. Ain't none of that shit working. You know? Reality is coming to place. Regardless, you know? So it's a beautiful thing to see my planet come back to me. I don't give a fuck how much people hate me. I didn't do nothing to nobody. Everybody did something to me and my species. You know what I'm saying? Sun is up until their last day, and they got to go back to the cave. You feel me? I look at this shit like really like the Truman Show. For me, it's just an episode. So I'm about to get on my 9 and 8 call real quick, get my rising started. I'm gonna stay with y'all a little bit while I go get my stuff, and then I'm gonna get on my 9 and 8 call. I need me a good call real quick. I need to talk to someone that cares or even fake cares. You know, if I don't, I might crash out. You know, I don't want to crash out. I just ignore unnatural people. Y'all know what I do? I give all my neuromelanated people a secret. Right? The same, you gotta remember, we're not the same species, right? So you're doing the same thing, it's different. The same cognitive dissonance that they have towards like their karma and the real issues, have that same cognitive dissonance while you're out and about, as far as like ignoring them with that energy. Like I walk by them and stuff, like I don't even look at them, you know what I mean? Like I act like they're not even there, you know? Like they're not even, like they don't even exist. Because they're not real to me, you know? That's how I deal with them. So the cognitive dissonance that they're trying to have off of the truth, if they have it, they're just having it not dealing with me, because it's probably like when I'm on here, I'm talking to someone about the issue. And it's not, even if it's projected towards me, it's not touching me, you know what I mean? But if I talk to that person specifically, or I acknowledge them, then it's gonna be able to penetrate my energy. So when I'm around a lot of them, I'm going through shopping centers, unless like if I'm asking for help or something like that. Like I really, or if I'm talking to them personally, if I walk up to them and talk to them about what's going on, or they ask me, other than that, you know, I act like they're not even there. That's how I deal with them. Because they irritate me so much with their cognitive dissonance, I would snap, you know, and I know that about myself. So that's one of the main things that I do. So even when I be bopping and stuff, like, I just act like they're not even there. Like I see them, but I don't see them. You hear what I'm saying? That's the best way to deal with them. You know, because I know I'm in slavery, and I know. God said 3 words. I'm trying to think of the 3 words He said. It'll come to me. I'll give them to y'all before the day's over. But those 3 words, those 3 things is the 3 things that they do. They're not the basic as far as like the gaslighting, the mocking and cognitive dissonance. They do that, but not those 3. It's another 3 that they do, you know? And they be on that shit on the reg. You know how a person, almost like, you know how a person plays so stupid because they already know what time it is, but they're really afraid, but like they don't want to make it seem like they're afraid of you, so they'll get like nervous, you know, but almost might even laugh. It's almost like that type of energy with them. Like my baby mother is like that. You like she like laughing nervous situations and shit. A situation where it's not funny and shit, she be doing that shit, you know? Like, and it's like, that shit is really toxic. It's like provoking, especially when you're already doing it wrong. You're not taking accountability. That's a dangerous person. Those are like the real, like the narcissists, you know? That's what he said. He said they're a villain. The villain was one of them. He said they're a villain. There's something and they're narcissistic. I forgot the other. It was narcissistic, villain, and narcissistic, and there's something else. But those three things, that's what it is from a collective of people that want to protect the toxicity of this system. You know, why we realize that it's falling back on all children, because that's what you're doing if you're trying to protect this system. And I don't think people care enough about children. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I think that a lot of people are looking at it like, oh, just because my child is safe. Like you've seen people when the Epstein files came out, right, y'all? You've seen a lot of people clinging closer to their children personally, right? Which isn't bad, would be normal, because you're thinking about children being hurt. You think about your child first and foremost, right? Now, I'm not saying you're wrong for that, but in a way of pulling your child close and not caring about the next children, that a lot of the same stuff or worse is happening, that's where it becomes toxic and it's wrong, because every child is important. That's what I'm saying. So that's like the shit that rubs me wrong. Whether people notice or not, it is what it is. It's from like the standpoint like people only care about their kids. And there's people out here that's fighting for their kids. You feel me? There's people out here that's been fighting for their kids for years, and you notice the setup when I say women, obviously I'm a man, right? So it can go the other way around, but you know, for anyone, you know, if you're a woman and you're fighting for your child or whatever, but you know, the women that, like how this protects the toxicity of women in that behavior, that lets you know what type of season it is, like for us, and like how we got to cope with that around that, you know, to be proper and stuff like that. If that don't let you know, just the fact that, like I was talking to someone about it the other day, y'all, and I was just saying, like, if you know you're in a system where the main species and the main person that's raping children, touching children, all type of diabolical stuff, like you could have a baby in America and that species that's doing all this diabolical stuff to children could tell you, just because you were the toxic woman and the court protects women more on the angle because of how important women are, and women come before us. That's why that happens. A lot of people don't know, like, oh, why is a courthouse and stuff? Why you gotta fight harder for, like, when a woman is doing you wrong? Why it seem like they're on their side? That's why, because divine feminine comes first. It's really the black woman, but she's not in her place and she forgot who she is. So they play on that. You feel me? They play on that. So that's what this is about. You know. But the thing is though, when you see that lets you know right there, y'all. You know, that don't even make any sense. Like how could that be, right? So it's real. Like even crying about it isn't even enough. To be honest.
Yeah. We go to, yeah.
And one of the guys, he was speaking to one of the human beings yesterday, and he was asking him questions, and I was kind of provoked while I was listening to you. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because it was coming from me from a standpoint like, you got this Caucasian on here that's making jokes, like he keeps changing the subject around, like where did he come from in his DNA, and ignoring it. Then this man is making jokes, but all the genocide that's behind it, and which that's done to black people, it's to say disrespectful is an understatement. With all that's happened to so-called African American people and African people, like organic people, for someone to like joke around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at him like, bro, you joking about you living off of your forefathers, what they done to us, what we're living today.
And we're out here really suffering and divided. You making a joke about it? You know? So that lets y'all know right there. Yeah, we in a dark time, man. Hold up real quick, yeah. Let me make sure I got my. There you go with the sirens and all of that. Not even 8 o'clock yet, barely 7 o'clock. See, I can't wait to wake up on my land and I don't hear this shit, you know? I know all of this stuff that's fucking with my brain and shit. All this abuse that seemed as normal, that they just playing out. I know one day I'm gonna wake up and I'm not gonna hear this shit, you know? I'm not gonna hear this. They're not gonna be, you know, shocking our system every day with sirens. You know, man, I long for that day, y'all, where I actually be free. No destruction on the land. Like all the damage and destruction that these people done to your planet, and how they're trying to run from it, or think that like they're not like they can relieve their consequences. It's just so crazy to me. It's the most craziest thing to me, like that these people actually think that, you know. I'm gonna talk with y'all till I get over here, then I'm gonna get on my 9 and 8 call and shit. Never been so depressed my entire life. I'm gonna be real, I've been the same way past 6 years of my life though. Get to my little spot. Matter of fact, I'm about to call 988 right now, actually. Speak this up. Get on this call with them real quick.